Winona, can you hear?
I can.
Are we live on YouTube too? Is that,
It appears so, yes.
okay? I'll call the agenda, the meeting to order for, April 17th, 2024. Attendance, I'm Mike Anderson, Chairman, Dan Smith, Vice Chair. You have Carl Johnston, Gary Anino, Lou Gingerella, and we have Winona Burdine, as the alternate online. Is anybody? Anyone, make sure anyone's. Any public comment? We have no public in the room. Anybody online? That's. No? Okay. Correspondence, the only correspondence we have are, the letter from King and Associates PC, which we'll be discussing in, category 5, agenda item 5, I'm sorry. And, so we can move on to review of the Board of Education financials, and I believe Stephanie is with us.
I am. Hello.
Hi. Hope everything went well.
It did. Thank you.
So I sent out those financials to everybody. Everyone received those, correct? These are the financials as you guys have approved these through February, Stephanie?
We no longer approve our financials. We instead review them ourselves and then move them to you.
Okay. Are you expecting us to approve them, or we don't approve them?
It doesn't appear that anyone really needs to approve them. They just sort of are.
Okay. Did you, when you were reviewing it with your board, was there anything that stood out that you guys had questions about?
I think typically every month we ask questions about anything that looks like it's trending, like we've way over budgeted or way under budgeted. A couple of the things that and you guys are certainly well aware that we have been keying in on are the repairs and the replacements at the school. So the maintenance that we're doing, as well as the things that just keep breaking, that line is and has been grossly underfunded. And we continue to just try and make it work.
And Stephanie, sorry if this is the wrong time or place, but along those same lines, how did the digital sign repowering get funded? I mean, town crew's been out there for a lot of hours over the last 2 weeks.
So, Gary, I don't necessarily have firsthand knowledge of this, but through what I understand, is that actually was paid for through the demolition project. That's I understand that's how it came to stop working, and so that's how it was made to work again.
Okay.
But that's just my understanding. I couldn't tell you for sure that that's it.
Yeah, I wasn't certain. I thought the demolition was closed out with the last approval of the expenditures, which was about a month ago. So it just seemed a little out of sync. I'll talk to Bob.
I think that that's a good idea.
Yep.
Oh, we need a secretary for tonight.
I got you, Mike.
Yeah? Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, Winona.
You're
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All Any questions from our board with what was, like in the common area? Luckily, Bill, generally would put comments and what was caused any like major shortages or overages. Did anyone have any comments they want to talk to Stephanie about? Carl, you said you went through it pretty well, right?
The only question is still is the AC unit for that big price. Did, Stephanie, did anybody happen to take a chance and look at if you replace the whole thing with a brand new one? Which I know is gonna be astronomical, but it might be a better thing if you do a new one of a better name, better company. Any thoughts on that?
So that particular expense is not, it's not realized on this February monthly report. You're going to see that, I believe, on the March report, which you guys should have by the end of the week. Carl, I know that I spoke briefly with Troy about the components, trying to identify exactly what it was. What are the pieces that are breaking? And I apologize, I didn't follow up with him about that. And I'm not sure who would be the point of contact in regards to making a determination about continuing to replace components, like you said, maybe in a system that's not worth replacing components in, and who would be pricing that out. I mean, I could certainly talk to Troy, and maybe we could talk to Randy about it. I have a call with Troy tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Of course, thank you.
To follow up on that, just how old would this equipment be?
It's not very old. It was put in at the time of the
Renovation.
school building
Yes.
project.
So it's just over or in the range of 5 years.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good. David, the new computers, it's, I guess it's on page 5 under, replacement equipment technology. Are you guys going straight to laptops now? versus
We
desktop?
are. So that's part of our new technology plan. We're phasing out all of the desktops. Until now, teachers have had desktops and laptops. So we're phasing out the desktops and moving strictly to laptops.
Okay.
So I guess Stephanie, just looking at this budget in some of the places where I see like a comment that says under budgeted, is it safe to assume that the 24-25 plan that we've looked at and approved takes into account these year-to-date numbers and we didn't go into that under budgeted?
I think that's accurate. It does. So I'll be honest about my own confusion. Sometimes these line items, when we say under budgeted, I get really nervous. And I'm always assured that we can just continue to sort of move things around to make it work. But I would prefer to see the lines funded appropriately. I think it gives us a better picture. So yes, in the 24-25 budget, to the best that we can, obviously we can't anticipate everything. I think you're going to see that we're going to have less of that moving forward.
Thank you. Can I ask someone in the room to check to see? It sounds like there's somebody stuck in the lobby of the Zoom meeting.
Can you see who it is, Winona? Winona?
It's Nicole and I see she's in, so.
Did you have any questions on the financials? Just, Winona, just for the minutes, Sarah came in at like 7:06.
Thank you.
Any additional questions on the financial report for Stephanie? Okay, on to the non-lapsing. Anything additional since the January statement that we should know about?
I don't believe in the month of February that we approved anything else, but I can tell you that coming up on the March report, you are going to see a few approvals, but I guess I'll wait until we discuss that. One thing that I would like to make you aware of is that we continue to work with Town Hall to sort of firm up some of our practices around non-lapsing. I think ultimately they're going to look a little bit more perhaps like what the selectmen do in terms of signing off on expenses. So I anticipate next Wednesday that we're going to vote on a new procedure. So I'm really excited that I think it just adds even more sort of oversight on our part about what we're purchasing, how much is purchased, and a way to really track that. So I think you'll be pleased with it. And I know that Susan and Laura have been working on it with us.
Sounds good. Any questions from the board on the non-lapsing account? Hearing none, we will move on. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you all. Have a nice night.
That's to your husband.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to agenda item number 5, the review of the auditor's engagement letter. I did send that all out. It's dated April 5th, 2024. And Laura was nice enough to send me last year's letter just for comparison, and it's exactly the same. This is our, I think, going into our 3rd year. I think we agreed of having King and Associates PC be our auditors. The only difference is the cost went up. Last year, the fees were $44,300. $24,700 was for the town. For the financial audit, Board of Education was $15,860. And there was $37.40 for the federal single audit. Again, adding up to $44,300. This year, it went up $1,760. So the total, we know, is $46,060. That's 46 dash, comma 060.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I have it. Thank you.
Town went up just under $1,000, 25,680. Board of Education went up about $600 to 16,490. And the federal single audit went up about $140, $150.
How long have we been using King and King?
This is our third year.
Third year.
And we went out to bid before this and we only got one bid and they were from King and King. But I would think I'm comfortable with their services in this price increase, but we may want to consider next year, earlier in the process, going out to bid again. Sometimes it's good to get fresh eyes and obviously keep them honest. It's not like they're going up like, tens of thousands of dollars to make me pause on this. And we are, we're thin budget at this price for what we budgeted for the audit.
I agree with everything you said. I find it a little curious that, is this the contract that we're gonna let a PO against? So what seems a little bit out of step is that the service provider is providing the terms and conditions of the contract, and then we just cut a PO. So it's just a little weird. Has our town council looked at this? Is this, are we covered?
As far as I know, when we first started it, they must have,
Right.
with these guys, and it's, I wasn't, we all looked at it last year,
Yeah.
and I'm happy to have it reviewed again.
No, we should just probably touch and say, hey, very few changes from last year. Are we still good with our town attorney? But Lou, what are your thoughts here?
Well, I was wondering if what you're getting at is if what they've told us they're going to do is everything we need to have done, or possibly how much more are they providing that we don't need them to do? Because the extent of what they're doing, I'm frankly, government accounting is a little bit different than what I'm used to. So there's some things in here that kind of new to me, but that would be the extent that you could. And I'm not sure if an attorney would be able to tell you what accounting standards are required. I'm sure it can be researched, but so that would be it. I do find one thing interesting though about the way that the numbers are presented. And if you look at any corporate financial statements, except for the company's first year, there's always 2 years worth of financial data and sometimes 3 side by side so that you can look and see what the trends look like and what happens. But they provided us with a single year financial statement, which is unusual.
I think because we're going on our third year, so you got the first year they started, last year's compared to it would be 1 and last year. Next year when we go, we should have 1, 2, and this year. Am
So
I
you
close
think
to
that's
that?
why they didn't present all 3.
Right, we're going into our third year, so they've only had 2, which this year would have been the second, I think. The first is what they're comparing with, so we're only seeing what they did the first compared to what we did this year, if I
I
think I'm
w-
correct.
I wouldn't think they would
That's
be signing up their name to something that they never audited themselves and not take somebody else's audit report and then say, hey, this is what you had on year 4 or 3.
Yeah.
They would do their own and they would build their case from 1, 2, and then this would be third year.
In the case when something like that happens, because companies change accounting firms regularly,
Yep.
they would just identify that they are only certifying to the statements they prepared, but they would still present the financial statements,
Well, we-
numbers.
Well, we could request that, couldn't we?
But is what you're talking about an accounting thing or an audit thing?
Accounting,
These are auditors.
Yeah, these are-
same thing. The auditors, in commercial as well as in government, what they're doing is they're basically telling you that we followed generally accepted management practices and accounting practices, and they verified that. But they present the numbers. So they are our accountants. as well as our auditors. It's just, sometimes you interchange the words when maybe you shouldn't. But that's,
Basically to double checking our accountant.
their job is to check our systems, to make sure that we're following proper procedures, that type of thing. And they report on their findings. They do a sampling. You know, we don't have any inventory, so they don't obviously check that, but that's the kind of thing an accounting firm would do for a commercial business. They would audit the records to see that what they're saying, what the company's saying is in fact what happened by a sampling. So,
And that's what these guys do.
right, yeah, exactly, yes.
I would think, Gary, that when we sent out the RFP, that, you know, you're looking for an audit company that's going to do the single audit, the federal single audit, what was it, the state audit, or was, there's a couple of different types.
There was another one we had to file for state, federal, and then when we had the COVID money, I think we had to file something else 1 year for that.
Right.
There was like I think it was either last year or the year before that.
So, I mean, we might be able to go back to the RFP and say, this is what we expect you guys to do for us.
I'm gonna see.
And then they provide the contract to
Yeah.
meet that bid.
Normally, or from what I've experienced, is their submission, proposal for services, RFP response, is an attachment to our paper, and we cut the PO against our contract. And our contract lays out everything that insulates to make sure that we are buttoned down and they're providing what we need them to deliver. And that's just, I look at this and I don't want to say it's one-sided, but it's their perspective on what they need to deliver to us, and we're saying yes or no. And I'm just curious, are there any gaps in that?
So maybe we ought to, get to Gary's point, maybe we ought to see what was given
Audit.
out when we bid out for the people, or bid out for the audit, and we only got the one response. What were they bidding on? Or did they just take what the other company did and match it? Which-
No, I understand. That's what I'm saying. We look at the RFP and say,
Right, okay.
you know, what are we asking them for? And I guess,
That's what I'm looking at right now, see if there was any correspondence back in 2021, when we were doing it.
All I remember is we put it out to bid and our current auditor was like, I'm not going to respond to your bid because I've decided to retire. And we were very nervous we were going to get an auditor at all.
yeah, she was not in good health.
Quote from auditor.
There are certain standards that they have to meet. And I'm not qualified to say what they are exactly, but
I'm
they'll be covering their position with
Um,
whatever they ask for, or say they're gonna deliver.
I'm pretty sure that when we put the RFP out, that was all in it. The standards and what was required. I'm just trying to find it.
Yeah, and we don't have to belabor this tonight, but perhaps we should have Bob and the town council just make sure that what they provided is in accordance with what we bid and awarded, and we're buttoned down on
Sure.
it. That's all I was after. I don't know what they should be delivering, what they're required to deliver, but I just want to make sure somebody's checked that before we just cut a check.
I'm sure we can go pull the old RFP from Antoinette. And I'm sure they have it on record somewhere.
Laura, is that something you can grab for us?
And that was done. Okay, we did that in November of 2021.
All right, so this was signed in June of 2023, so
Yeah.
it's not something that we need.
Right.
This last year's was done in June of 20, so we can talk about it further and,
Okay.
you know, I just
That was
wanted to
gonna be
make,
my
me-
question.
I didn't know, I didn't realize that until Laura luckily gave me the 2023 that, you know, we have this much time. I wanted to, want to make sure we stay on top of the Board of Education financials and not just let that slide during all of budget season. And then this came up and I thought, you know, we'll have a quick meeting and do this. But let's take a look at the RFP. And we'll revisit this when we have, after the hearing, we're gonna have another meeting to sit down. If we're ready then, we will. If not, then we can, you know, we can table it for another meeting.
Do you want to leave it on the agenda and we'll just table it each time till we're ready, so it don't get dropped?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
That might be a I mean, it's easier just to say we'll work on it next time, but
Yeah, if we have if we have,
we get busy and forget it. it's-
correct. We just, it's not gonna be on the agenda for Monday. All right? It'll be on for, I think, Wednesday. Just 1 second. Monday is public hearing. Yes, we meet next Wednesday on the 24th. It will stay on that agenda.
November 22nd of 2021, we have an email from Christine that includes the RFP and the response from King and King.
What date?
November 22nd, 2021.
Hmm. Ah. Is this it? Lisbon filing package, Connecticut filing package. So they-
11/22/2021.
Yes.
Yeah, so I went to that and Town of North Stonington proposal for auditing services, they provided a packet. Letter of transmittal, detailed proposal, resumes, dollar cost bid. Copy of past opinion from peer review and appendix of proposer guarantees and warranties. So they go in pretty great detail of what they're gonna be providing. Statement of independence, license to practice in the state of Connecticut, firm qualifications and experience, resumes, partner advisory, staff qualifications and experience, quality control.
So at a
Pass-
minimum, what they provided, what
Yeah.
you circulated should tie back to that response.
Yes, and it also says past list, a partial list of municipality audits clients of similar size. They did the town of Griswold, town of Lisbon, town of Salem, and town of Preston audits. And it gives basically letters or, basically references of basically either the financial directors, first selectmen's, or financial administrators of those towns. Gives approaches, how they plan for it, their testing, reporting, knowledge, pronouncements, anticipation, potential auditing problems that they see that could be coming up, professional experiences, education of the firm, education of individuals. So they go into pretty great detail on what they're proposing.
Good.
And they've done towns our size.
So do I understand that we're tabling this until the April 24th meeting?
Yes.
Correct?
Send this out to everybody.
But Dan's gonna forward that out again to everybody. If you have, you know, between now and whenever we decide if we wanna take a look at it, and who's ever retired, you know, can take some time.
I just moved on to another career. I didn't actually stop. Yep.
And we'll table it till Wednesday, and when we feel comfortable, we'll move forward.
Yep.
Okay. On to minutes. I know that, Amy did send minutes recently, but there was some from before that I looked back at the minutes for our last meeting and we tabled minutes that we received from her before.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we have minutes from email from Amy, March 18th. March 9th, is it March? Oh, March 18th, yeah. Yeah, we did those already. We did that's not March 18th, it's March 19th. We have minutes from 3/18, 3/6, and 1/3. It's March 19th is the email.
So, Mike, I don't have those same dates. I have January 3rd, 3/6, 3/11, and 3/13.
You have what? Went on 1/3?
1/3,
Yep.
3/6, 3/11, and 3/13.
And then the one she sent out this week. 3/27.
Yes.
What's the date on that email?
3/18 at 10:49 AM.
Correct.
Six, 3/11, 3/13. Okay.
And then 3/27 minutes are the ones that just came
Yeah,
yesterday.
there's also going to be a 3/18, which is in that.
I don't think we have that. I don't have, you said the email came out on 3/19. I
Yes.
don't have an email on 3/19 other
It's-
than,
No. It's 3/18 from Amy. March
Yeah.
18th from Amy has 4 attachments.
we think we did those. Mike is saying that he has an email from 3/19.
No, that's the only one it adds is the 3/18.
Oh,
So I'm gonna send this to you guys, these actual minutes from 3/18.
so the email you have from 3/19 is the meeting minutes from 3/18.
Yes.
I feel like I'm in Abbott and Costello. Let's get ready.
Who's up first?
I don't think we have meeting minutes from 3/18.
Yeah, I'm sending them to you right now.
I got him.
So does anyone have?
Okay, 3/18. So I have not read those.
I just
You
sent
just sent it to
I
us.
just sent it.
Top of your inbox.
You know, I see it. I just said I haven't read it. I had read the rest going into tonight. Okay, so 1, 3, 3, 6, 3/11, and 3/13 we approved at this meeting. So that leaves
Did we approve those? Did we approve those at the March
8.
18th meeting?
Yep. Yes. So we only have March 18th and March 27th to approve.
Okay, good. I thought we
Ow.
approved those. Yeah, this is, who's on first? All right, let's go look at 3/18. Everyone take a look at it right now.
So I'm going to abstain from that one.
You doing these together?
You want to do them together? Anybody have objections?
I have an objection because I have to abstain from the 318 because I wasn't here for the whole meeting.
I, move to approve the minutes of 318 as submitted.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
But I'm not even seated, right? So it doesn't matter.
So you got, 6-0.
Yes.
All right, 327. I move to approve the minutes of 327 as submitted.
Second.
Dan seconds. Any discussion? Any issues? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Passes 6-0. Beautiful. I have one, nope, any public comment? Nobody? Which daughter is that? Sarah? Which daughter is that? Yeah. Alexa? Alexa? Do you have any comment? Sarah's daughter's here. Anybody on that wants to comment? Ken? Hearing none, we'll move on to, I just have to amend this agenda item. Our next meeting is technically, this is our next regular meeting, May 1st. Our next meeting is this Monday, the 22nd. April 22nd, because that's technically a Board of Finance meeting. Yes.
Do we know what the name of this meeting is called on Monday, the 22nd for the minutes? Sorry.
I think it's public hearing.
Yes, I have, Laura sent me what was from last year. Second.
Annual budget hearing. Okay. 7 p.m. Okay, and that's a Board of Finance meeting. And then we have,
Says, North Stonington Annual Finance Public Hearing.
and just for reference, the April 24th Board of Finance meeting is not on the public calendar on the website.
That's correct. It's a special meeting.
The public hearings here,
Yes,
and we're all, we sit here, right? It's not the one where we're, like, I feel like I shouldn't have, are we, yeah,
yeah,
the public hearing, we're in the audience.
generally, yeah.
Okay, because you said it's a Board of Finance meeting.
It's a
which
Board
is
of
what
Finance
made me
meeting.
second guess that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
The Board of Finance presents it.
we present that.
But if it's a Board of Finance meeting, then you would have quorum. No?
There's nothing to be voting on.
Yeah, they don't vote on it, or they don't put it forward.
No, I know. It's just you can't start a meeting without a quorum of people. Traditionally, but maybe this doesn't apply to that.
mean,
That's fine. I just,
Only if only if you're voting, you need a quorum.
I don't think you can have a meeting without a quorum.
Yeah, you have to.
Right. So do we just have to make sure 4 people are sitting in the audience or 3 of you're sitting up here? Is that how it works?
Well,
I feel like I should remember, but
I
I
think
don't.
Dan's gonna sit with me up here and
Perfect.
you,
Hey.
you guys, I mean, I'd be happy to have
Putting the you in team, Mike. This one's
I
all
don't,
you.
listen, I think you sitting here, I mean, no one's gonna have to say anything.
No,
I wasn't
But I'd like
asking.
the- I'd like the audience,
nervous.
I'd like the audience members to know who this team is.
yeah, we don't have nameplates.
I think last year we sat at the tables.
Yeah, we're sitting at the tables. That's my rule.
Anybody bring cookies?
We're all right behind you, pal.
Thank you.
Go charge that hill.
You can make a nameplate by making a triangle. and-
And then we can put ours next to the Board of Selectmen and
And
be like,
thankfully, Paul Simons just sent me his presentations from last year, so I have a little
oh,
template.
nice.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Happy.
Opposed? 0. Time is 7:42. It would have been faster if you didn't have so much to say about the audit.